Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, people? How we doing? Monday morning, feeling good, excited. New week, new goals, new obstacles. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Didn't get a chance to hit it up in my backyard this morning, so I'm gonna do it on the fly, do it on the run in the morning. Never know, no excuses. To get something done, you gotta get it done. You know what I mean? You gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. So that leads me to kind of what I want to talk about this morning. Since it is a new week, it's Monday morning, it's about 7:30 in the morning. Have you thought about what are you going to do this week to make it better than last week? Now, some of y'all thinking, damn, I didn't get my coffee in me this morning. I haven't done anything this morning. I'm still getting up. Whatever it might be. Well, you know what? You're already late. The day has started already. You know what I'm saying? You think people that provide, that work or achieve at a higher level than most, thinking about what time it is in the morning or what can I do with this time this morning. You got to think about that. You got to think about that. Think about that strongly. What time is it this morning, or what can I do with this time this morning? Like, how can I use this time to better myself? Or think about the why and why you do it, and how can I get that a little bit stronger this morning? You know what I'm saying? So, before I went to bed last night, I go through this meditation in my sleep, or not my sleep, but before I go to sleep, I close my eyes and I really think about what I want to accomplish the following week. And I kind of do this every evening about what I want to accomplish the following day. But the one on Sunday, when I'm thinking about what I want to do the following week, I really try to, one, meditate and think about what I did the previous week, and that did it pay me any dividends the previous week? Like, what I did last week, did it help me at all in achieving my wildly important goal? If it did not, then I need to think about what can I do differently this week. Now, if I was successful last week in what I thought about and what I did, now how can I tweak it to be a little bit better? Or how can I do it to reach out to more people, or whatever your goal is? So, for instance, let's say you were working out and you were doing push-ups, right? And the push-ups, they worked out well. You felt the difference. You felt the burn, all that great stuff. Now, what can I do to tweak it to be a little bit better? Can I do diamond push-ups? Can I do wide push-ups? Can I do, narrow push-ups? Can I do, can I do something differently to reach that goal? Or, the push-ups really didn't do nothing for me, so I really don't think that's going to helpful to me. So what do I need to do this week? Maybe I do, a bench press, or whatever else that you need to do to reach the goal that you're at. You know what I'm saying? You have to reassess on a normal basis on what you're doing to make sure it's effective. There's no sense in running if you're trying to gain weight and get bigger, because the running is just going to do nothing but get you smaller. It's going to get you stronger. It's going to work on your all these other aspects, but is it going to do what you want it to do? So I ask you to think back what you did last week. Is it accomplishing the goal that you want to achieve? And if not, then what are you going to do different this week? What is the change? What are you going to do to change? Because doing the same thing over and over and over again is the definition of craziness. You know what I mean? It's not going to change what you want to do if you keep doing the same thing over and over again. So now it's time to rethink. And if you don't take some time when you're at peace and you're not, in front of people, or already at work worrying about 2 or 3 people coming at you about, this, that, and the third from last week, and you get wrapped up in that whirlwind of issues and things that are going on. If you're not taking time prior to you getting into that environment, you're cheating yourself, because you'll never give it the focus that it deserves. You should take the time to focus on what you want to do this week that's going to lead you to your wildly important goal. And then you write it down and track it. If you don't write it down and track it, it's all for nothing, because you're going to forget when you get caught up in the whirlwind of all the things that you have to do or people coming at you with and stuff like that. You might need that thing that you wrote down to refocus you to what you want to do and see if this works for you. And then try it out for 7 days. Give it an end date. Give it a goal date. Don't just make it, oh, this is forever. Give it an end date. So when that end date comes around, you can look back at it and say, okay, in the last 7 days, I tried X differently and I've seen this change. And if the change is positive towards what you want to do overall in your wildly important goal, then you know you're on something. You know you're on to something. And these things you might not want to do. That's why you put a goal on it, you put a date on it, because then you know that if it's going to work, it's going to work. If it's not, it's going to not. Put a date on it. If it's studying or reading and you're studying for exam and you're having a tough time in that class or whatever it might be, and your lead is going to be, I'm going to read for 1 hour every day, for 7 days. I'm going to study for 1 hour, whatever it is. And then when you have that test next week, if your test grades increase, then you know that lead is going to work towards that. You can use this in any aspect of your life. You really, really can. So that's why it's so important to write it down. Yep. You want to track it every day. Make sure you're on top of it. Don't cheat yourself, because if you cheat yourself, this is all for nothing, And then at the end of the week, you want to reassess it. You want to think about, did that really work? Was that helpful? No, that didn't work at all. Okay, great. So what's the next idea? All right? And check it out. If you get to that point when you're trying to think about that next idea and you're having a hard time, well, guess what? Sometimes you have people in your life that are successful at doing things, and those are the people that you want to talk to. They have had some kind of formula that works for them. It might not work for you, but it works for them, and you can feed off of that. That networking, that conversation you have with somebody can be the most important thing you do all week long, because it's going to give you a perspective or an idea to say, you know what, that's what I need to do right there. And maybe I could put my own little swag on it, put my own little piece onto that to make it mine, so I can do that. So this morning, like I said, just if you're not at work already, or if you're in the gym and you're listening to your music or whatever it is, take a moment, think about what your wildly important goals are for this week. Think about how you plan on to achieve them. Think about, what did I do last week? And if last week all you did was go through the motions and show up and, and that's what you did, well, then maybe it's time to put a goal into place and then figure out how you want to do it with whatever lag or lead. Now, like I said, this could work in any kind of situation. You're rocking with the best now. I'm really here to help you guys out. If you need anything from me, just hit me up, man. If you have any ideas, you want to bounce off and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Even if I'm not in your field of work, it might be helpful to talk to somebody outside your field of work, because then they see it from a whole different perspective. They see it from a whole different side of things. So that might be the best person you need to talk to. So maybe hit up an old friend or somebody you talk to, maybe you nonsense about other stuff. Bring this up to them. See if this might help you in your goal. You know what I'm saying? The best advice out there is from people that have done it before. So you know what? Let's knock that out. Let's enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the week. Keep pushing, and I'll talk to you guys later, all right? Thanks, guys.